there's not a lot to say about this. I just wanted to kind of demystify how this looks, because I remember how something like this looked the first time I saw it, and it just, it if it looks confusing, it's not as confusing as it looks. And if it doesn't look confusing, good for you. It's just, you basically read this as like, look, we're going to have some set of numbers that we're calling G, and it's going to be all these numbers that are called P, and these numbers, P, will be some kind of integer that follows this condition. So really, it's just like all this mumbo jumbo is kind of like, who cares, right? I mean, technically you have to write that, but like it's not a big deal. And this is like, okay, and that's what we're calling the set. Whatever. Don't even worry about that. Really, it's just a crazy way of saying all this stuff. You may have forgotten what an integer was, so I'll just say integers are numbers like -2, -3, 5, 7, but not numbers like 2.5 or 2/3, or they're like whole numbers, but they could be positive, they could be negative, they could be 0. So basically, we're looking for those kinds of numbers that are, more than -3 or less than or equal to 1. And so when we write our set G, like by listing out the terms, we're going to say, okay, G is going to equal, and I think that like Alex does all that part for you. So the only thing is I want you to put curly brackets around a set of numbers, and we're just going to decide what integers satisfy this inequality. So obviously -3 will not be in our set because -3 is not included. The number has to be actually more than -3, and -3 is not more than itself. But -2 will be in there, and so will -1. That's an integer, and so will 0. And 1 will as well because it's P less than or equal to 1. So these are all the integers that satisfy this condition, and they happen to be called P up here. But this is what I'm looking for as an answer. Those curly brackets are crucial because it is set notation. It's kind of a nitpicky thing. But since you're telling your answer to a computer, you need to put those curly brackets when you're asked to give a set. So I hope that makes sense. It's not that big of a deal. And I hope you agree. But if it does seem like a big deal, email me some questions, and I will hopefully do my best to make it seem like not a big deal. The next video talks a little bit about the interval notation, and so check it out if all the words on the page did not make sense.